We're not doomed. We're just in need of a massive reboot. Imagine if the government ran like SpaceX or Tesla, data-driven, goal-oriented, and lean. In today's episode, we're going to build a vision for government efficiency 2.0. And spoiler alert, it involves some seriously cool technology. Let's start by imagining a government agency modeled after SpaceX or Tesla. What would that look like? Number one, data-driven. Every decision is backed by metrics, not politics. Think of dashboards that track progress in real time, tell us where we are in our ability to achieve that specific target. Think of government that is goal-oriented. Instead of endless meetings, think of clear missions, like landing a rocket on Mars, or in this case, balancing the budget. Lean and agile. Forget bureaucracy. The focus on testing, improving, and delivering fast. The problem isn't that the government doesn't have talented people. It's that it ties their hands with outdated systems, endless bureaucracy. What if we changed all of that? Let's look at blockchain technology. Blockchain technology has the ability for us to track every single dollar of government spending. Imagine a transparent, tamper-proof ledger that shows every taxpayer exactly where every dollar is spent. Imagine being able to log into a public portal and see how much is going to defense, how much is going to discretionary spending, how much is going to interest payments. They'd have nowhere to hide. Another good example of this is if you've ever done a real estate transaction, you've noticed that in order to do a real estate transaction, you have to use a title company. Well, why do you need a title company? Because you don't trust the person you're buying the house from to give it to you free and clear of all liens. And they don't trust that your check will clear by the time they give you free and clear title. So the title company acts as this arbiter. Imagine if blockchain technology was used in this instance. Just like every company has a website, every house would have a token on a blockchain that would represent that house. There would be no need to do a title search or to look to see if there are liens on properties because they would all be on the blockchain. You wouldn't need county offices that have backdated technology that are in some cases paper records from 10, 20, 30 years ago to be able to do a proper title search. Blockchain technology has the ability to revolutionize government and the way that government accountability could work. How about using AI-powered tools to streamline repetitive tasks like data entry and application approvals? Imagine if anytime you're applying for something like a driver's license or some kind of a business like articles of incorporation, articles of organization, a tax ID number. Imagine if AI was empowered to help you do this so that you could just go there and just like I can ask ChatGPT or Grok to essentially do something for me, I could just talk to a website and that website could say, what would you like government to do for you today? Oh, I'm trying to start a business. Help me understand what I need to do to start a business. And then it would ask me a series of questions and give me all of the forms that are necessary. And since we're in a digital age at this point, rather than sending me those forms and having me wet signature them, why not send them through a system like DocuSign, where I could essentially sign them all electronically and we don't waste the time and effort of the mail system. Essentially send me a letter so that then I can wait 2 weeks for it, sign it back, send it back, hope to God it gets there without getting lost or misplaced somewhere in the process. It could take a process that takes sometimes days, weeks, or months into something that could be instantaneous. And here's the beauty of building something like that with AI. Once you've built it, you no longer need to maintain it all the time and has spent costs by printing out paper, having that paper come back, having somebody verify that signature. If you could essentially do this all digitally, now all of a sudden this transaction becomes a lot cheaper. So not only is it good for the government because it frees up their people's time so that they could be doing productive work rather than BS work, it actually now frees up the consumer so that they're not paying for postage, paying $20, $30, $40 to set up an entity that could be done easily online. Finally, let's talk about a third idea, which is smart workplaces for hybrid teams. We've talked a little bit about how the government's paying billions in episode 2 for unused buildings that are just sitting there. Today, the problem in a lot of workplaces is if you are remote, the hybrid people that genuinely want to go to the office have nobody to go there with. If other people in their office aren't there, you could choose to either be alone at home or alone at the office. Smart workplaces would allow the government to essentially hire people that they might want to come into the office, while others might be working from home. And there could be some cross-agency use of these offices where maybe somebody that's working for the SEC is sitting alongside somebody that's working for the IRS, is sitting alongside for somebody that's working in the Department of Labor. By having multiple agencies like that, you get some of that cross-pollination where they might actually be able to innovate and say, hey, if you guys are doing this, why are we doing it too? Can we create some efficiency here that potentially could benefit our customer, the citizen, or make their lives a little bit simpler, a little bit easier. Before you say this is never going to work and there's no hope here, I want to give you some real life examples of where this is actually already happening. The Estonian government digitized 99% of their public services. Residents now can pay taxes, vote, and access medical records all online, securely and efficiently. Now, Estonia is a small country. If they can do that, why can't we do that? Second example, NASA's cost-cutting innovations. NASA pivoted a couple of years ago into an organization that isn't so much building and creating the hardware and the software for taking people into space. It's essentially a scientific endeavor that is putting out their visions of what we want to accomplish and then essentially hiring the most capable and innovative private companies to do the work. Imagine what those partnerships could do if they were applied to all government infrastructure. If you were in charge of government efficiency, what would you change first? Share your ideas in the comments and let's start a conversation about what we would do to make the government better. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Together, hopefully we can build a smarter government.